What is your American dream?
I was born in New York. My American dream is music, and DJing is the one thing that I love.
My family's from Puerto Rico. I was born and raised in the Bronx. My American dream is to achieve success and prosperity through my hard work.
I am from India. I do hope that each one of us realize our own humanity and start helping each other succeed. We are all humanity, and that's the least we should be able to do.
I am from Poland. My American dreams be close to my kids and my grandkids, be happy, enjoy daily life. My dreams are very humble.
I'm from Suriname, South America. My American dream is to take advantage of opportunities to excel at my talents.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Well, Spar and Bernstein has been nothing but great to me throughout my trials. I mean, it's 5 years into this car accident, and they never gave up on me, never. And in everything, they fought for me, and I am so proud to tell everyone, don't even wink for a moment. You, Spar and Bernstein. My lawyer here, Mr. Barack, has been a cage animal. He wanted to go on trial, but thank God we settled out of court, and it was something that I'm very, very happy about. So everyone, I'm telling you, I'm not just making stories up. You have to use this law firm. Spar and Bernstein is the best, worldwide best.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back in St. Lucia and the islands, those memories are vivid. Going to the beach for the first time, seeing my father show me how to crack an almond. He was brave enough to take that opportunity, that voyage to come to New York, and my mom was with me. When he got his citizenship, he could have filed for me on his own rightful way. He applied for her. The absence of my parents, it kind of lost some things in me where I'm the only kid that don't have their mother or father on Mother's Day to celebrate. I remember so well where I actually prayed that someday that I could have my mom and my father again. Yes, my parents were not there, but I had a rock and a solid person in my grandmother. She was amazing. She was the icon in the community with her restaurants, her bakery. My grandma taught me in the kitchen when I was young, pretty young, like 8, 7, pretty much. Things in my life that that hurt me was the passing of my grandmother. I guess you're a kid, like your grandma was your world, and now she's not there. My mom called me, and my father's like, "Are you all right? Do you want to come to New York?" I had to go to the neighboring island of Barbados to do my medical, to get my visa, my green card application. It was like extensive testing for different diseases. I was excited and scared at the same time. I remember leaving, it was New Year's Eve. Imagine that, coming to a new world. I remember that flight, man, it was a thunderstorm. It was like tons of empty seats, and we're in the sky rocking like crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, am I gonna die? Eventually I land, and it was January 1st, 1999.
2, 1, happy 1999!
To be reunited with them was amazing. I mean, everyone came out onto the airport to greet me. I got the speech from my father and my mom. Okay, you have a green card, which gives you access to be legal, to work, everything here. But ultimately it's to become a citizen. And to do that, you cannot be in no trouble can't even be arrested because they could deport you. You have 5 years just to be a good standing citizen. And I pursued to get a job. You have no references, no experiences. You pretty much have a number. That's it, a social security number. So went to college, networking, and I finally got a job doing mail work at a bank. Worked there for 2 years and I made my way up. Something about me coming to New York was so fascinating. It was about food and culture. You go into fancy restaurants and you back in your mind is like you're going back to your Caribbean culture. Like, how come there's no Caribbean place to go like this? On my lunch break one day, I went to check out different culinary schools, and my whole question to them was like, what's like a salary for a chef? And they're like, starting salary is probably you get $10, $11 an hour. I'm like, what? I'm taking a major pay cut if I pursue this. And it came to terms when the economy was failing and it was more like a recession. Never went through this, it was scary. And I got laid off from my job. I went back to the Caribbean to rethink myself and to reinvent myself as a chef. I said, you know what? It makes me happy and I will pursue it. And I enrolled in the French Institute of Culinary, which was down in Soho. My mom was like telling me, are you sure? My father was saying, sure. I said, you know what? This is my chance. I was the only Caribbean guy there, and their style was Italian, French, and I'm like coming with my traditional grandmother ways in my mind. Eventually I caught on, and from then different levels in the culinary program was amazing. And I actually had a job before I left culinary school, which was sweet because my severance pay was over, my employment had run out, and I got my $11 an hour, which I was very grateful for. It dawned on me where, you know what, I've learned so much from French, American, Italian. Why not incorporate it in my Caribbean cuisine? And people were talking about it like crazy. Who is this new chef? I got that title where it was celebrity chef. I'm happy that I had a good foundation from my grandmother. It's like I'm reinventing myself in her way where she's actually used to feed people that's to come to St. Lucia tourists. Now I'm in the culinary world, I'm doing the same thing. I found my purpose in life and it's allowed me to achieve my dream of being a chef and one day probably owning my own restaurant. How could I fault my parents for leaving me and migrating to the US? It helped me to embrace my purpose and my dream.
Prior successful results do not guarantee similar outcome.
All right, good morning, everybody. A little late start. No, actually not a late start at all, but a little late start going live today. We just saw Chef Sean and his American dream. We saw, as Jeff Bossi likes to say, the caged animal, Moshe Baruch with his personal injury case. And now I am live, Brad Bernstein, on the immigration link here on January 16, 2018. About 4 or 5 days after Trump called half the world S-holes. About 1 week after Trump said we were going to have immigration reform, only to change his mind 48 hours later and say he wants to kick everybody out. Two bad dreamers. 1 weekend away from Hawaii having mass chaos because Trump is threatening war with North Korea. Somebody pressed the wrong button and told Hawaii there was an incoming ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead on it, and you have about 8 minutes to live. Oh, nothing much happening in the world. Yeah. I was just reading an article that if this was 1968 with all the tweets, this is 2018 is very similar to all of the chaos, unfortunately, that was happening in 1968. We actually, I just saw here in Hawaii, the guy who pressed the button with the ballistic missile. While, by the way, I also read that Donald Trump, while all of this was happening, basically played the 9th hole at Trump International in Florida. He had a very nice tee shot off the tee. He drove it a little to the left in the green. While the ballistic missile was coming in, he was choosing whether to take a 7-iron or an 8-iron to lay up before the green. True. True story. Debating on golf clubs while perhaps ballistic missile coming in. We have actually a footage, I'm told, of people running in fear in Hawaii. Do we have that? Let's see. Oh, that's Trump International Course. That's where he was playing golf. Do we have people in fear? If not, we're going to move on to the next subject. All right, next subject. Squeeze is at the doctor, unfortunately. Oh, there's the people running in fear. Can you imagine waking up in Hawaii and then all of a sudden people, literally, you have 8 minutes to live? I spoke to my father. He said if that happened, he would just look out his window and watch the missile come and kill him. He goes, where's he running to? I go, you're right. Where are you running to? So people, I mean, where are you going to run if a nuclear weapon's coming? Where are you going? There's nowhere to go. And meanwhile, Trump, he still hasn't, as far as I know, he's been able to say a lot of things about countries where the where they're not as rich as us or where they're not as white as us. He's been able to say a lot about that on Twitter. He's been able to say a lot about Dick Durbin, who called him out in the immigration meeting after on Tuesday. He said, yes, we're going to have a love fest and whatever you bring to me, I'm going to sign to 2 days. Literally, he said that in front of the cameras to 2 days later saying, I'm not going to allow these people from these S-holes countries to come to America. Yet he hasn't said one thing about scaring the hell out of everybody in Hawaii. Also apparently, he plays a lot of golf. Meanwhile, back on the farm, it's been reported that Trump was incredulous. I don't know why this is Trump Day, but it's Trump Day today for me. Trump was incredulous when he met with the Congressional Black Caucus about 8 weeks ago when they informed him that the largest percentage of people in America who collect welfare is, drumroll please, white people. Over 40% of white people collect welfare compared to 25% on the welfare rolls are black, 10% Hispanic, 2% are Asian. Trump was incredulous. He thought a majority were black and Hispanic. Oh, you're wrong. Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man in the world. By the way, I'll keep doing the news until I forgot to tell everybody, this is an immigration show. So if you call right now, you will get on and get your immigration questions asked. And the telephone number to call to get your immigration questions asked and answered by me is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. We have 12 open lines right now, so if you call, you will get on our show. My show today. It's only my show today. There's no Squeeze. Squeeze is at the doctor. His head hurts him. There's a lot of pressure on Squeeze these days. Lots of pressure. So his head hurts him. So hopefully he will be back. Actually, he's sick with the flu. But so I make fun of him. But yeah, Squeeze is sick, and hopefully he will be back tomorrow. Telephone number to call right now is 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. True story. Squeeze says, I'll come in, but I think I have the flu. I said, you and your virus stay away from me. Stay home. True story. Very, very true. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. And all the sad faces come across the screen on Facebook on the Brad and Squeeze page because they're all very sad. Squeeze has the flu. He'll be alive. He'll be okay. Don't worry. He'll be okay. I promise. I promise he will be okay. Right, what is not okay is our telephone lines because we have 12 open lines right now. So if you call right now, you will get on and get your immigration questions asked and answered. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. The richest man, Jeff Bezos, in the news I read today, is sending 1,000 dreamers to college. He and his wife, Mackenzie, is that his wife? Let's see his wife again. I never saw what the wife looked like. Put that back up again. Okay, he and his wife, who looks 30 years younger than him, have donated $33 million to the Dream.us, a national scholarship fund. And each student is going to get, 1,000 students are each going to get $33,000 in aid over 4 years to help pay for tuition, and it only goes to people who are dreamers. That's very nice of him. Now he's only worth $99.99 billion. Talking about billions of dollars, something I don't have, and talking about billions of callers on the radio, which we don't have, 0 callers. Apparently nobody has immigration questions today. But the telephone number to call again is 1-800-529-5465. You can also leave your questions on our Facebook page, at Brad and Squeeze, and we're going to have our social media genie. It's our temporary name for her. We don't have a real name for her yet. We're calling her social media genie. We're going to have our social media genie, Anna, come in about 10 minutes or so to help answer your immigration questions. But the telephone number to call right now, is there a problem with our telephones maybe? Perhaps there's a problem with our telephones because I see a lot of people calling and hanging the phone up. I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. We'll find out very shortly. Telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. There's 12 open lines right now. I cannot believe that for all of the people listening on our radio show and all the people watching on our Facebook page, that not a human being has an immigration question. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Also in the news, which is very angering to me, some rich middle-class kid who's 20 years old, Shane Meisler of Port Richey, Florida, never worked a hard day in his life. He won $451 million in the mega lottery. Can't go to a more deserving human being, somebody who knows nothing about hard work, but he won $451 million. This kid who grew up in a rich family, just unfair to the people who actually work hard. That's all I got to say. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Do we have Janae on the line, Jill? Okay. So if everybody remembers, last week we had interviewed on our show Gene Monterville, his family. Gene had pled guilty to a drug offense he may or may not have done. Maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. But the facts were that in the 1980s, he came here as a young man, 15 years old. His father brought him here, unfortunately left him on the streets, did not give him a home. He was arrested one time in his life while trying to survive on the streets in the late 1980s. He was from Haiti with a green card, and he was arrested visiting with a friend in a home that got raided for drugs. Now, maybe he knew the drugs were there, maybe he didn't. We don't know. It happened 30 years ago. But nevertheless, this was in Virginia. He did plead guilty to his crime. And back then in the 1980s, under federal drug statutes, they were very, 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 very rough with young black men who were guilty of their first drug offenses. Now, the amount of drugs in this person's home was minimal. It was not the Cali cartel going on in this apartment. Now, if small amounts of drugs, whatever that amount was, I don't remember the exact amount, he was sentenced to 30 years in jail, basically half of his life, for being in an apartment where he knew or may not have known there was drugs. Now, he served 11 years, and immigration came to put him in deportation while he was in jail in the mid-1990s. And he went to an immigration judge, and when he went to this immigration judge, his lawyer, who his family had hired, or he hired, whatever the case may be, never showed up to the court. The judge did not give him an opportunity to go find another lawyer. The judge says, screw you, hell with you, I'm going to order you deported. Which is what happened in around 1993 and 1994. Here's the gentleman. Subsequent to that, immigration, because they're all screwed up, U.S. bureaucracy, lets the guy out of jail without deporting him, puts him back into society. He's never been arrested again, gets his life together from the day he gets out of jail, gets married, has 4 children, 3 with the same woman. One of his children, unfortunately, had brain cancer, went through brain cancer treatment. He started his own taxi company. He was employing U.S. citizens. By all accounts, a fantastic human being, a very good father, a good provider, a good role model to his children. A man who literally turned his life around and lived here in the United States with an order of deportation, with the Immigration Service never doing anything about it for the next 25 years. Until the orange guy got in the White House and he said to the Immigration Service, you know, some of these people who were ordered deported 30 years ago, go round them up now. Which is what the Immigration Service did. They literally, while he was on his way to work without any notice, just came and arrested him several weeks ago. He's been sitting in jail after the U.S. government allowed him to live here in the United States for 25 years, get his life together, make a business, make a company, make a family, be a father, be a role model, be a financial provider. Now the U.S. government takes him off the street, literally on his way to work. The family has nobody to provide for them. The children do not have a role model for a father anymore. We had this family on our show last week. We interviewed the son, who was a very smart boy. We interviewed the mother and the daughter. And I think we have a little clips of it. And then we're going to, unfortunately, what's happened is apparently they intend to deport this man today. Okay, so we have a little clip of my interview with this child. Let's see that little clip. I'll just hold. Hold, I'm told. Hi, Josiah. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
So you're 14, I understand?
Yeah.
So you're in ninth.
Yes.
You're in 9th grade?
Yeah.
9th grade. So what year were you born?
I was born in November 2003.
2003. So you were born well after all this stuff happened with your dad, right?
Yeah.
So what have you heard? You know your dad's in deportation. What have you heard about this? Tell us what you know about it.
I've heard that they're thinking about deporting him back to Haiti, and once he gets there, he's gonna have to get interviewed by Haitian government, and then a family member must sign and pick him up. But since he doesn't have any family down there, he's either gonna have to pay or go to jail. But since he doesn't have any money, it's more likely that he's gonna go to jail down there. And it's just sad because they're like trying to make money off of the criminal deportees.
That's very true. So what does this mean to you? How has this been affecting you?
That would mean that I'd lose my father, and he's the one who pushes me so hard to make sure that I get into like the top schools and try my best in school.
And do your friends know what's going on?
Yeah.
And how have they been? Have they been supportive of you?
Yeah, they've been sharing the petition and trying to get more signatures. And just yesterday, me and some of my friends were working on getting it set up, making posters to hang up around my school. They would also have a QR code that they could scan.
And when was the last time you saw your father?
Last time I saw him was about a couple days before he got detained.
And he.
So that was on like Saturday.
Okay, but you have not seen him since he's been detained.
No.
And have you spoken to him since he's been detained?
I've spoken to him maybe once or twice.
And what has he told you when he was in detention?
He told me to just make sure I try to get more signatures and just to stay focused on school and make sure to do my best to make him proud.
Are you worried for him?
A little bit.
Yeah. And have you ever been to Haiti?
No.
You've never been. I guess, would you be anxious to go to Haiti to visit him? If you
Yeah.
were to be deported?
Mhm.
Yeah. And let me ask you one last question. Your father, tell us about your relationship with him.
We have a close relationship. Like whenever I need help, he's always there to help me. And like if I say I need help in school, he'll always try and find a tutor that can help me so that I can make sure to learn everything I need to know in case there's like a big test coming up.
And what did he do for a living? Do you know what he did for a living, how he made money?
He worked for a driving service which drove people around and would take them to like prisons to go so that they could go see their family.
Okay. And he worked long hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have two sisters and one brother.
And have they and you discussed this amongst yourselves? What's going on?
I've talked to my sisters, but it's my stepbrother, so I haven't really talked to him that much.
Mm-hmm. Has anybody in school, any of the teachers, have you spoken to the teachers about this, or have they given you any sort of counselors to help you in school?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of teachers, and I've emailed the principal and the like vice principal and dean, so that they could try and help.
And how do you feel this morning, knowing that it's possible your father's going to get deported to Haiti? He's not going to be able to live with you in your home anymore. You feel anxious, frustrated, angry, scared. Tell us how you feel.
I feel scared and like upset because it's kind of atrocious what they're doing, like splitting up families due to a drug offense that he committed years ago while he was still in Haiti, and he already had served his time there, and it was only a minor offense.
Yeah. Well, it was a minor offense, and back in the day, for minor drug offenses, they would put people in jail for years and years and years. And certainly your father is getting punished again and again and again for something that he may or may not have done, who knows, but even if he did it, he certainly doesn't deserve the punishment that he's getting. Your family certainly doesn't deserve the punishment that he's getting. You're a very strong man. You're a very smart young man. I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm not his attorneys. We're just finding out about this now. And of course, we wish you and the family and him all the best, and hope it has a happy ending.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
All
right. Good luck in school today.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. We'll see if we can do that. I don't know what I can do to help, but whatever we can do to help, we will. All right. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be a happy ending. We have with us Janie Cawthon. I always get your last name wrong. Janae Cawthon. My apologies. And it does not look like it's going to be a happy ending, unfortunately. Janae is Gene's ex-wife, mother of 3 of his 4 children. And apparently, what's more important is getting rid of, it's very easy, Janae, to say, get rid of the drug dealers, get rid of bad people. But here's a guy who's a really good guy by all accounts that you can also certainly attest to, who's been a good father, is basically going, you're doing the opposite of what you want America to do. You're putting people on perhaps welfare. You're getting rid of role models, a father, a nuclear family, for something he did 30 years ago that he paid the price for multiple times. What's going on today with Gene? I don't hear you, unfortunately, Janae. Janae? I'm not hearing Janae, unfortunately. Janae? Janae? You know what? We're gonna try to come back to Janae in a minute or two. I don't hear her. I don't think anybody else hears her. What we understand from Janae, while if you can come to our regular shot now, and then hopefully we'll be able to fix her audio shortly. What we understand from Janae is that Jean, unfortunately, is scheduled to be deported today back to Haiti. They are going to be destroying this family. Jean is still praying and still protesting against this. She held a celebration yesterday on Martin Luther King Day. Wait, I'm starting to hear something from her. She is still asking people to fight for Jean. And at 7 o'clock, Jean, okay, it's working now. Janae, let's see if we can reach Janae now. Janae?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, good. Thanks for coming back on. And again, you know, we all feel your heartache. We feel the heartache for your family and children. We feel the heartache for Jean that he's going through. Nobody should live a life. You only have one life on this earth, and nobody should live the life that he had to live because he made a mistake of being in the wrong place at the wrong time one time ago, 30 years ago. What's happening with him today?
Basically, as I said on the previous show, he had a pending case at the Board of Immigration of Appeals. And Scott Makowitz, he works at 26 Federal Plaza, and he's a deportation director. He basically made a comment that he's in contact with the BIA trying to expedite Jean's decision. The case has been pending for over 6 months. But seriously, Friday, I had called because I've been checking every day to see if they made a decision because he said he's going to hold him until he's able to legally deport him. Friday, the system was down. It said it was going to be down until Monday, which was Martin Luther King's Day. I called Monday, and it told me a decision was made Friday, which was January 12th. So his lawyer was aware. His lawyer filed a stay of deportation, and he appealed the decision. The Jean called yesterday about 6 o'clock in the afternoon stating that they told him to pack up, that he's going to be deported to Haiti this morning.
And do you know if he has left the country or not?
I'm not sure if he has left the country or not because online, I can't get through on the phone, and online it doesn't show him being in Miami, but it still shows him being in ICE custody.
And you know, I assume your lawyer filed what's called a habeas corpus petition into federal court, which is Latin for bring the prisoner forward, that they're holding this prisoner illegally, that they should release him pending, you know, the outcome of a BIA appeal. But the BIA appeal apparently has not come out in his favor.
Yes, he actually had, the lawyer wasn't aware that a decision was made on the 12th, and he appealed the decision, and he also filed a stay of deportation.
All right, so he's appealed it into probably the either the second or third circuit, depending on where the case is being heard, either the second or third circuit. And when you appeal that, there should be a request for a stay, and hopefully the federal courts put a stay on his removal pending the outcome of their decision before they remove him.
Yes, but the lawyer, I've been in contact with his attorney. He states that the clerk told him that the judge to make a decision whether or not they're going to give him a stay today within another hour or so, but it might be too late.
It may be. I wish, you know, as I sat here over the weekend and even speaking with Jill, our producer, over the weekend, she's like, Brad, there must be something you can do. And and basically you're doing everything. There's nothing more that I wish there was something I could add to this. Your lawyer's doing the right appeals. He's making the right motions. You certainly are getting the word out to the world. There's not a lot more. I wish there was something I could do. I can't. But let me ask you this question. What do you have to say to the world besides the fact that, you're living through this personally, okay, that, because you are putting basically a face and on a problem that is that is widespread, where people say get rid of somebody, get rid of criminals, but in fact, what you're doing is getting rid of somebody or deporting somebody who is really a good, decent person who has suffered enough, and now the family is ultimately suffering more.
What I have to say, they don't. With the immigration laws are very unjust. Yesterday, I was reading an article. From Detroit, they deported this man back to Mexico. He's never been arrested. He's married to a U.S. citizen. He's been here for over 30 years, and they still deported him. So they're anti-immigrant, and they making people that's providers become dependents, because once they go back to their country, they're gonna have nothing, and they're gonna rely on whatever family they have in the U.S. to provide for them, which is going to be a hardship.
What can anybody do right now? Because I'm leaving it up to you. We don't want Gene to be deported. We don't even know if he was deported or not. What are you asking people to do right now to help him?
I would like people to come. I need some legal advice, because I'm thinking about starting a class action lawsuit against the government since they deported him against his wishes. Maybe they can provide financial support for my 3 children, because their dad is no longer here to do it.
Is there a GoFundMe website or something that somebody can help or petition?
No, I didn't do a GoFundMe website. I want to go straight to the government.
Okay.
And I want other mothers who went through the same situation to jump on the ball so we can hit them where it hurts their pocket.
So you'd like people and families who have gone through similar situations like you to reach out and contact you, and you want to join together and band together. And I think that we lost her, but I think that's what she is looking to do. So if there is anybody who has gone out, or who has a family, hopefully we'll get Janae back at some point. But if anybody has lived through this and wants to band together with Janae and says enough is enough, I don't know how we're going to have them reach. I guess call our office for the present time, because I don't know how Janae wants you to reach out to her, and we'll get you in touch with her. Telephone number is 1-800-529-5465. Very sad story. Who has a crazy what? Okay. All right. So right now we're going to go take our immigration calls, and we're going to then go to Anna in our social media room. So please make sure you leave your questions on our Facebook page at Brad and Squeeze Show. Please also share this with your friends and family. We're going to get into our immigration segment now. It's a very sad story. We want to follow up with Janae, and unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen to Gene and this family, but quite frankly, destroying families, deporting people who are generally good father, who have been contributing to America for 30 years is not generally the America that I love and the America that I want to live in. So it's very sad and unfortunate. 1-800-529-5465. Leave your questions on the Brad and Squeeze page. We're going to get to our Facebook questions very shortly with our social media genie, Anna. We are going to go to your immigration questions now. The telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. It's also the number to call to get on our, it's also, boy, sometimes I get tongue-tied. I sound like Roger Rabbit right now. But it's also the telephone number to call if you want to make an appointment to come see me. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Also the telephone number for criminal defense. 1-800-529-5465. Also the telephone number for divorce. 1-800-529-5465. Also the number for tax debt relief. 1-800-529-5465. And of course, personal injury and construction accidents. 1-800-529-5465. Dwayne in Brooklyn. Dwayne.
Hello, good morning.
How are you,
morning,
Dwayne? What's happening?
I'm great. I've got a ton of questions, but
all right. Just break it down quickly, because we got a lot to get through here.
Okay, so I've been married. I've been married to a U.S. citizen. That's in 2016. Okay, and we've like the first 6 months of the marriage.
Dwayne, Dwayne, did you get a green card?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did your wife file for you?
No.
Where are you from?
I'm from Guyana.
You're from Guyana. How did you come to the United States, Dwayne?
Legally, on the B2.
Okay. And when did you come to the United States of America?
2016.
Okay. And you got married right away to this woman who's a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you were living with her. You were okay. So you came here on a visa. You're from Guyana. I assume you don't have any criminal record or anything. You marry a U.S. citizen. Everything sounds good so far. But you're about to tell us what the problem was. What is the problem? Why has your wife not filed for you?
Okay. So after the first 6 months of the marriage, she invited our ex, someone she used to be here before, to come live in the same apartment with us.
All right, stop. For the first 6 months, did she say she was going? She loves you. She wants to file for you. What was her excuses for the first 6 months before you have some crazy thing with an ex-boyfriend or husband living with you? What did she say? Did she say she's going to file for you? She's not. Go to a lawyer. Don't go to a lawyer. What was going on in those 6 months?
Yeah, she did say she was gonna. She did say she was gonna file. She did say that.
But she never did.
And she never did. She kept putting it off.
And you never forced it. You never said sit down with her over dinner or lunch and say, hey, WTF.
Yeah, I did. I did on several occasions, and she was like, just give it a little bit of time because we didn't want to go in now and have
I understand. So she came up with excuses. We want to wait a few months. We'll show the marriage is stronger. Blah 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 blah. And then what happened? Just out of nowhere, some man just comes and starts living with you?
Yeah, she literally invited her ex to come and live with us, and I was like, for a minute, like who's this guy,
Right.
And she was like, it's an old friend from a previous job and stuff like that.
And where was he living? Was he living on the couch? Was he living in another bedroom?
No. The apartment had 2 rooms.
You had 2 rooms, so he was living in another bedroom.
Yeah, another bedroom.
And you didn't know that, and apparently what you're about to tell me, I don't know, I'm taking a guess, but maybe I'm wrong. Apparently she had some relationship with him in another bedroom while you're in a different bedroom. Is that what was going on?
It started off as just a kind of like normal friendship. Like I would see them in the house, we'd be laughing and talking, yada yada yada, and then things took a different twist. Like she started doing that part of stuff. Like she would like punch me. She started hitting me. Like I'm sleeping on the bed. She would come in the room and
all right.
And she.
So where are you now? You're obviously an abused spouse, emotionally, physically. Where are you now?
Well, I couldn't.
Are you living in the house anymore, or you moved out?
No. After a while, I couldn't take it no more, so I moved.
Okay.
I moved, and
all right, so
I moved, and I did file for a divorce.
Okay, so all right, so 2 things. You're an abused spouse. You're filing for divorce. You have 2 years from a divorce to start an abuse case. You obviously are abused. You could be abused as a woman abusing a man just as easily as a man abusing a woman. We can certainly help you. I wish I can get more into your story. It sounds literally crazy, and I know it's even crazier because you lived through it. I'm glad you're out of this home. Hold on, we can help you, okay? All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's put him on hold, and let's go to Carol in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Carol.
Hi.
Hi, Carol.
Morning.
Morning. What's up?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And this is pertaining to my niece. So she married a U.S. citizen. He went to Guyana. He married her. He brought her up. Problem is, when she came up to the U.S., she got a conditional green card because they say she
was
didn't
married
come.
less than 2 years.
Yes.
Right. So what's the problem?
So now,
are they not together anymore?
They're together, but it's like the guy is kind of like threatening my niece that It's like he's not gonna do any
All right,
paperwork for her.
so he's a flake and a bum, maybe. Certainly a flake, maybe a bum also.
Right.
So
and she's going through all this mental and emotional and financial abuse from him.
Let me explain something to you. Okay? If you get a conditional green card, which is different than having nothing, you get a conditional green card. You got a green card for 2 years. Okay? There is no law in the world, in the United States of America, even under Donald Trump, that says you have to stay in an abusive or unhappy marriage. Okay? All they require is proof that it was real when she came to the United States. So what you do is you leave the household, you get divorced, you file on your own, and you prove it's real. And we can certainly help her. I hope she's listening, and if not, this is saved on Facebook forever. Tell her to watch at about the 48-minute mark, and I've just answered her question, and tell her to call me. Hold on one second. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Leave your questions on Facebook. We're going to be getting to our social media check-in with Anna in about 2 minutes. It's brought to you by USA Credit Repair. We're also going to be telling you about USA Credit Repair, and we're going to be going overboard. Not overboard that I'm going to jump overboard. Overboard past the 10 o'clock hour. So if you are listening on WVIP, you may want to switch over to the Brad and Squeeze Show on Facebook to continue watching. Just type in Brad and Squeeze, David Squeeze Annakie, Brad Bernstein, law offices of Spar and Bernstein. You can follow us and ask your questions. For all of those who are on hold, where the hell have you been? Because at 9 o'clock I was asking you to call. Nobody called. Now we got 21 calls. But I'm going to get to everybody past the 10 o'clock hour. But right now, we're going to go to Anna. Hopefully we have Anna in our social media room. By the way, before we get to Anna, I do got to remind everybody that the social media check-in is brought to you by USA Credit Repair. USA Credit Repair is our proud partner here on the Brad and Squeeze Show. And to call them if your credit is below 700. You call them right now at 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. USA Credit Repair, our proud partner. We have heard from at least 3 different people this week. I personally heard from at least 3 different people this week that within 30 days, that one person told me their credit went up 140 points in 30 days. They can now buy their home. Another person told me that their credit went up 90 points in 21 days. They have a 3-month money-back guarantee that if your credit's not up in 90 days, they will give you back your money. They are so confident about it that that's why they do it. And as far as I know, they've gotten every person's. They've never had to return money, as far as I'm aware. Maybe they did, but I don't know about it. Certainly, the telephone number to call if your credit's below 700, you want your credit up and you want it up fast, is 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-USA-7177. USA Credit Repair. They are our proud sponsor. Tell them you heard about us on the Brad and Squeeze Show, and they will give you a free consultation. They will even check your credit. If you're not sure what your credit is, they'll check it for you. They'll let you know if you got a problem. Let me give you the number very slowly. 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. USA Credit Repair, our proud partner, 1-800-872-7177. For everybody on hold, hang on. I said it, hang on. We're going to get to you right after we get to Anna in our social media check-in. And for everybody on WVIP, hello!
Hey, Brad, good morning.
Did you change your hair today?
Yes, I have the curly
You
hair
have
today.
the curly today. I said you look a little different.
Yes.
Very, very good. Very nice. What's happening down in Miami?
If I start sneezing, I apologize. I don't know if allergies or a cold, but I feel very stuffy.
By the way,
it's the weather change in Miami.
By the way, I'm going to be down in Miami this weekend. Maybe we should meet up for a coffee or something.
Yes,
okay?
let's do it.
I will. Let's do it. We will do it. Okay, I'm going to be down. I'm going to be down in Bal Harbor for the weekend. So hopefully it's near you.
Well, you know, I don't really know everything in Miami.
You don't know anything?
Miami.
Bal Harbor's north of South Beach. It's about 15 minutes north of South Beach.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
it's not far from. I live in South Miami.
All right, but don't. So you live more like in the Coconut Grove area.
Yeah, I'm so close to Coral Gables. Basically.
Right. Okay, got it. All right, but hopefully, all right. So we're going to be about an hour's drive from each other. Maybe not as close as I thought, but hopefully we'll catch up. Meanwhile, Anna's our social media genie. That's your name for the week, but we got to come up with a better name. But that's the best name we've come up with so far. She's going to be answering all of, she's not going to answer anything, right? You're going to ask
I'm
the
not
questions.
going to answer. You're going to answer.
I'm going to answer. You want to tell us a little bit about you and your history? I know we talked about it very quickly, but let's remind all our viewers again on Facebook and on WVIP 93.5 FM a little bit about you and your history, and then I think we have a little video about you, because we always like to show what you do online. Why don't you tell us, like 30 seconds, a little bit about your history?
Well, I am Dominican from New Jersey, born and raised. I now live in Miami, and I work as a digital content producer and entertainment journalist for a digital app called La Música. And I also have my own show called Ana Reclama, where I rant about anything that's relatable to the Latino culture and millennials like myself. And
where can people watch your show? Where can people watch your show?
They can watch it on lamusica.com and on our Facebook page, at La Música app. And if you like my page, you can always see me post them as well.
And they can also watch you Mondays and Tuesdays on the Brad and Squeeze Show.
Yes, on the Brad and Squeeze Show. Yes.
All right, so let's see. What do we have, Jill, today from Anna's? Is this from your YouTube page or from La Musica? I'm not sure. Let's see. You'll tell us what it is. Let's see what it is.
Okay.
Maybe we have something. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Not as quick on the draw as we thought today. All right, so maybe
recently, Ruby Rose de la serie Orange is the New Black was attacked by a nutritionist about her weight. La nutricionista dijo en la revista Spar que Ruby should get help because she weighs 44 kilos. People need to stop making others feel like the way they look is bad. For the social media models que usan muchos filtros para verse perfecto, you're setting up unrealistic beauty standards that are impossible to get without Photoshop. We all come in different shapes and sizes, so who's to say which is the right one?
We don't change. We take the gravel in the shell and we make a pearl. And we help other people to change so that they can see more kinds of beauty.
I used to think I had to be super skinny and always wear my hair straight to be accepted. But with time, I learned to embrace my features and not change for anyone but for myself. Look at these curls. We're always trying to find that right balance in a world defined by beauty standards. The perfect body is a healthy body. You think you have big ears? Be glad that you can hear. You hate the cellulite on your thighs? Be glad that you can walk. You hate your hair? Be glad you have...
You know, Anna, I think I'm starting to pick up Spanglish since you've been on the show. I'm really understanding everything. I'm understanding all the Spanglish. So, great video. And of course, I agree with you. Everybody comes in different shapes and sizes, and you should accept everybody's beauty for what it is.
Yes.
And by the way, before we get into our Facebook questions, I want to remind everybody on WVIP, because we are going to be off WVIP in about 180 seconds. That this is a attorney advertisement. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome. But if you are listening on WVIP, we are going to go overboard here on the Brad and Squeeze Show. Go log on to the Brad and Squeeze Show on Facebook right now, or you can just go on Facebook. I'm like, Google us on Facebook or whatever. Search for us on Facebook. Brad Bernstein, Spar and Bernstein, David Squeeze, Annakie, and you can leave your questions right on our Facebook page. And of course, you can call in at 1-800-529-5465. Stay on hold, because after we're done with our social media check-in, our rapid fire, we'll see if we can do rapid fire today because we're going overboard. We're going to get back to all of your immigration questions for everybody who's on hold on our show. Okay, Anna, you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the first question, elect lady, a child who was born in the U.S. to a lawful immigrant parent is also classified a dreamer? She's asking if he's classified.
Is the child a dreamer or is the parent a dreamer?
Is a child a dreamer who was born in the U.S. to a lawful immigrant parent?
No, they're not a dreamer. They're a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
Right? Just like you.
Yeah, I mean.
Just like you.
Like me.
Well, you're not a dreamer. You're a U.S. citizen. You were born to a lawful permanent resident in the United States, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kamoy Thompson. Good morning, guys. I have a friend here in the U.S. where he was terminated for marriage fraud. Now he needs to face immigration judge. However, he has a U.S. citizen girlfriend. Can he marry? Can she marry him and file for him?
She can, but if he has to be able to prove that the first marriage was not fraud. Now, you don't have to be Romeo and Juliet. You don't have to be the love. It doesn't have to be the love of the century. But certainly, you got to prove that it was not a fraudulent marriage, because if it's a fraudulent marriage and the government has proof of it, and you cannot rebut that proof, you don't have evidence to say it's not a fraudulent marriage, then guess what? You're never getting a green card. You're getting deported no matter how many U.S. citizens you marry.
Patricia asks, I have a friend who lost his green card, social security card, driver's license, all IDs 10 years ago and doesn't know how to go about getting his documents back. Wow.
He lost everything?
Yeah, 10 years ago and hasn't done anything about
All
it.
right, well, I'm glad you're finally waking up. I don't know, has this guy been like in a coma on a deserted island with Tom Hanks and a volleyball? I mean, what's been going on here? So I think what has to happen is he has to do what's called a Freedom of Information Act request, get a copy of his records, and then start from there, then go renew his passport. Then when he has a renewed passport, he can go with his passport and renew his green card. And with his passport and green card, he can then go get his social security card back. And with all of that, he can then get his driver's license back, and then he's a human being. But it goes in that order. Immigration records, passport, green card, social security, driver's license. Got to go in that order.
Joy Will, do I need to file I-765 with my I-485 even if I'm not in a hurry to get a job?
Yeah, because you should be in a hurry to get a social security number so you can show your legality in America. A work permit and a social will be able to show you're legal even if you don't want to work. And guess what? Maybe one day you'll want a job and then you'll be like, crap, now I got to apply for the work permit and I got to wait 120 days. It doesn't cost anything to fill out one more form. There's no additional fees. Do it.
Ricardo Diaz Gutierrez. Around 6 years ago, my sister petitioned for me, and now my mother became a citizen. Will it be faster through my mother instead of my current petition through my sister? I'm currently 30 years old, and am I also a DACA recipient?
I don't know if it'll be faster or not, but you should certainly have your mother file for you. You'll see what happens. You could have multiple cases going, and whichever one comes in first is the best. Who knows what'll be the fastest, but certainly have your mother file for you.
Sonia James. I've been married for a year to my U.S. spouse. He is in the States, and I'm in Jamaica. We decided to start filing papers, but I find out he's lying about stuff. If I divorce him now, would it affect my tourist visa while traveling back to the States?
Yes, because, well, if he's filed for you, it's certainly going to affect it because you've shown an intent to get a green card. Hopefully he hasn't filed for you yet, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Hello, good morning. My name is Dahima. I came to the U.S. in the 90s. I was under the age of 18. Now my dad is a citizen. How can I find out if I'm a citizen?
How old is she now? If she was under 18 in February of 2001 and she was living in the legal and physical custody of her father with a green card, she's a citizen. You don't have to find out. I just told you. If it's something other than that, you need a consultation with me because we got to get more into it.
Tamika Nelson, my cousin from the UK is currently in the US. He came November 1st and got married to his fiance, who is a US citizen. His waiver will expire January 29th. Could he remain in the US and adjust his status, or should he return to the UK before his waiver expires and have his fiance file for him?
It sounds like he got married within the 90-day period, so I wouldn't suggest filing an adjustment here. He should make an appointment to come see me.
She has a follow-up question to that. My friend went for his interview in mid-October. They were separated at the interview, but have not heard anything since. This is a separate question, but it's from the same person. When the case is checked on the USCIS website, it's saying the case must be reviewed. Work permit will expire in March. However, he recently filed another I-765 to renew his work permit. Is this the correct procedure, and
Yes.
how long does it normally take?
If you're going to get approved, you should get an approval in under 6 months. If you're going to get denied, it actually takes longer because they got to actually write up the reasons for the denial. It's much easier to write up an approval because all you do is write approved. If you're going to write a reason for the denial, they have to literally write up page after page after page of reasons why they're denying you, and then it takes longer. So the longer it takes for them to approve your case, not always, but the more likely it is you're getting denied than approved.
Elect lady, what's the process of adopting a child in the islands and migrate them to the U.S. as a lawful resident?
First thing is you got to make sure they're orphaned. They have no mother, no father, or if there is a mother or father, that the mother and father have had their parental rights terminated. If you're going to go do an adoption in the islands and bring the child up, you're never going to get the kid here because you got to prove that you lived in the same household with them for 2 years, and it's very rare that happens. So you got to go and strip the parents of their parental rights, or maybe the parents are passed away, but it's only going to be an orphan that you're going to be able to bring up to America.
Nadine, how long will it take for me to file for my sister in Jamaica? She's 11 years old.
She'll be here when she's about 25.
Eli, good morning, Brad. I filed my documents October 4th, 2017, and I did my fingerprints on November 7th, 2017. I have not received any updates. Should I be concerned?
When did he start?
He filed October 4th, 2017, and the fingerprints were November 7th, 2017.
And he has not gotten a work permit yet? Is it citizenship or green card?
He hasn't received any update.
What is he filing for?
He doesn't specify, but I assume maybe green card?
A green card, if he hasn't gotten his work permit yet, and he filed in November, he should not be worried. Citizenship, he shouldn't be worried either. However, if you don't get your work permit by March, you should be worried. And if you don't get your interview by the end of the year, you should be worried. But I'm not sure what he's worried about because I don't know what the hell he's filing. He's got to be more specific.
Yes. Stanford John, good morning, Brad. How long for you to get feedback from the homeland when filing for your green card?
Again, all of those questions. If you file properly an adjustment application, you should get a fingerprint in 6 weeks. You should get your work permit in about 4 months. You should get an interview in 9 to 10 months. If you're outside of that time frame, call me.
Genevieve, I'm an American citizen and my husband is a permanent resident green card holder. Should we file taxes together? We have been married for 4.5 years and have not filed together.
You should, yes, if you're living together in the same household.
Nadine Campbell, good morning. Can a U.S. citizen file for his mother-in-law married to the daughter?
U.S. citizen file for a mother-in-law? No. Only a biological child can file for their parent.
Michelangelo, I recently filed for my adjustment of status in December, and I just received my biometric date, which is on the 26th of this month. How many days after my fingerprint can I expect a work permit?
About 90 days or less.
Yannick Miller, if I want your firm to do my change of status paperwork, can I get an overall lawyer fee?
No, but you can get a consultation because, you know, when people say, what is your fees? Okay, I'm not selling a refrigerator here. Okay, I don't have a Honda Civic that I'm selling. Okay, it's not a product. I'm selling what a lawyer sells is his time. That's what a lawyer sells. So how could I figure out in a question, if I wanted to change your status, what's your fee? How could I can't possibly figure out how much time I'm going to spend on your case until we meet with you. That's why I need a consultation. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like to give a price fees, okay, I can't. And quite frankly, I think it's a disservice that any lawyer can give a price without knowing and meeting somebody first, because either they are charging you too much or charging you too little. And I can promise you, if they're charging you way too little, the effort's going to go down and down and down because they're not getting paid for all of their time. So what we do is we figure out, we guess to the best of our ability, how much time we're going to spend on this case, and then we can give you a fee.
Sonia James, are online divorce legit?
I don't know. I never got divorced online.
Kizzy, If a person came to the States on a visiting visa, can a person obtain a green card without marrying?
Maybe. Depends. They would need to meet with us and see. Obviously, marriage is always the most obvious route for people, but there's other routes as well.
Pauline Williams. My neighbor's 2-year green card is about to expire. His wife is abusing him and is refusing to sign the papers for him to renew his card. His abuse is verbal, emotional, and mental. What can he do, and how can he prove the abuse?
Well, you prove it by being a credible witness. You prove it by giving a detailed story. And then you prove it by corroborating credible witnesses. And then maybe there's physical evidence. Maybe there's doctors or psychologists that you've gone to. Maybe there's bruises. Maybe there's police who have come. By the way, Anna, if you could just the rapid fire is going straight across your face. Just raise yourself a little bit because, very good. Now we see your whole face.
Sorry.
No. I know you're looking down, and I'm looking, and I'm like, we've just basically covered your entire face with the lower thirds. Yeah.
Lisa Ponce. I was told to get a U visa for my husband because he got hurt. I was also told this was good to do because he could have a 10-year bar if he tries to get a green card. Is this a good way to get a green card or a waste of time?
If you are the victim of a crime, it's always a good way to get a green card through a U visa. Why not?
How long, Rosie Delva, how long is citizenship taking now?
About 10 months.
Romaine Henry, if you do special immigrant juvenile, do you get a work permit before your green card? If yes, how long will it? Okay.
About 4 months, if you do the adjustment, correct.
If one passport expires in March, is it possible to file for adjustment of status?
Yep, but make sure you renew your passport because you need a valid passport to go for your interview.
Suleika Dean, I have a permanent resident card and filed for my son in Jamaica about a year ago for his permanent. How much longer do you think I have to wait? I will also file for my citizenship. Will this speed up the process to bring my son here?
It depends on how old your son is. If your son's under 21, it's 2 years start to finish. If he's over 21, about 7 years. Becoming a citizen certainly speeds it up. Depending on what his age is, we'll speed it up either a little or a lot.
And that's it.
That's it. Very good, Anna. Fantastic job. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming on board and staying overboard with us, or whatever, staying overtime, whatever. I don't know why I keep saying overboard, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're going to see you back at 12 o'clock. It's always great having you on. All right, Anna Reclama, and the telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Richie in Brooklyn. Richie. Oh my God, Richie.
Hey, good morning.
Richie,
good morning, Brad.
Are you driving with the top down?
No, I'm getting ready to get back in the car.
Okay.
I hear all the background noise.
Okay, yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, I was just wondering. My parents got divorced. I have a green card, but my mother got her citizenship before I was 18. I was living in her custody. I was just wondering if does that make me a citizen?
How old are you?
50.
And your mom got divorced before you were 18?
Yeah.
Yes, you're a citizen.
Okay. And that's something you're able to handle. You can file for all that.
Yep. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. And it doesn't matter what your history is. You're a citizen. The day your mom got divorced, the day you had a green card and she was a citizen, all those three things happened before 18. You're an automatic citizen. So hold on. All right. Why is this not working here? Let's see. Now maybe this will work. There we go. All right. Let's go to Gregory in the Bronx. Gregory.
Yes, good morning, Brad.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm calling to ask you a question about my father and his wife filed for me and bring me in when I was 16 going to 17.
Mm-hmm.
He's a U.S. citizen and he was a green card holder. So I want to know what my status is now.
Who was the U.S. citizen?
His wife.
Okay, your stepmom doesn't make you a citizen, so you're a green card holder still.
I'm a green card holder still?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Marcia in Long Island. Marcia.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how
I
are
wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, my husband, he holds a green card, and we got married like 4 months ago. He's due for his citizenship this January. However, do I just file the I-130 without the 485, or we file both?
No, file the I-130 without the 485, and when your husband becomes a citizen, then you file the I-45 with the receipt notice of the approval notice of the I-130.
Okay, so can I come and see you?
Yes, hold on one second. Why is this not working there? Oh, there we go. I don't know what the problem with this computer is. Donna in Kissimmee, Florida. Kissimmee. Donna.
Good morning.
Good morning, Donna.
I'm disappointed because I don't see Squeeze, but that's okay.
I'm disappointed. I am. You know who's disappointed they don't see Squeeze? Me. Me. I'm disappointed. I go to church to have a conversation with somebody and there's nobody there. So I'm disappointed too. All right, Donna, what's up?
Don't worry. We will figure a way out to fix it.
Yeah,
Squeeze is getting real out of hand now.
He's getting out of hand. He's got to show up, right?
Yeah.
You can't force him. Can't force him to show up if he's sick, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what's up?
My question is, Brad, my friend asked yesterday, but she misread some of the stuff in it. I have a friend who he's married for like 6 to 8 months now, but his wife and her grandmother threw him out on the street. He's in a shelter now, and he's wondering what he can do.
Well,
they threw him out. They strip him of.
He needs to speak to me. Maybe there's an emotional abuse case there. Maybe there's a violence.
Yeah, and they strip him of everything that he has. They strip him of it, and the only thing he said he has with his wife was because they don't have any kids. The shelter they give him a lawyer, but the lawyer tell him they can't help him.
Well,
so he needs to get
we would have to discuss if there's any
yes,
sort of.
Yes, that's what I did. I give him your number
give
yesterday
him our number
and
tell him to call and have a conversation.
Yeah, I tell him to give you a call.
All right.
So hopefully he will, because he's just wondering what he's supposed to do now.
Well, I mean, every time that people get separated, okay, the first is there a claim for extreme emotional abuse or physical abuse? If there is, you move forward with it. If not, then unfortunately you got to get divorced and find another way.
That's what I told him. I said it can happen. It cannot happen.
I'm not saying it can or can't, but certainly it's worth looking into each one of those cases and making that determination. You don't want to file something that's not true. But if it's true, then we do it.
Yeah, it is kind of sad though, Brad. The stuff that women and men have to go through in this country just to obtain a green card, right?
It's very sad. Not only what they have to go through, but how not only that individual family units treat immigrants, but how the public treats immigrants, how our politicians treat immigrants.
I'm not going. Brad, I'm not going in that part with you. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not going in. I don't want to hear the politician part, Brad. Please.
I'm not going into politicians either, but I agree with you. All right, thanks for listening and watching. All right, let's go to Steve in Atlanta. Steve.
Yes, good morning, Brad.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I got 2 quick questions.
Yes.
I had my green card for about 5 years, right? But when I was younger, back in the day, I have some suspended license, and I did get my green card after that. But now I have a battery case with me and my wife, and I'm in the process of traveling to Jamaica.
You have a battery case right now, so you have a domestic violence case.
Yes, pending. And it was Nolly Pross.
Okay.
It's in Miami.
Okay.
So I want to know what does that mean?
Is that your only offense ever?
Well, I just say just driver's license and that.
Well, null prosecute means that the case was dropped against you, so you don't have a conviction there. I don't know about your other history with driving licenses and everything else. All I can tell you is the null prosecute is basically, and I'm not using I'm not saying it properly, but I know what you're saying. Null process, whatever it is, it's Latin.
Yeah, nolli process.
Nolli process, whatever phrase you want to use. That means the prosecutor dropped the case against you. And,
right.
But as far as your other cases, I don't know. But that case won't prevent you from traveling.
Right, but the driver's license are way back in the 90s, and I got my green card like 5 years ago.
Okay, so it sounds like you're okay.
Okay.
Okay, you want to be 100% certain, have a consultation with us, but it sounds like you're okay.
All right.
All right?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right, there you have it. The Brad and Squeeze Show, San Squeeze. The telephone number to call, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. I'd like to end, if we have one of our Man in the Street segments ready. We were going to be ready to do it. I'd like to end with one of our Man in the Streets. We have not seen any men or women in the street in a while. Do we have anything lined up for that? If not, that's it. 1-800-529-5465. Pauline Williams goes, abuse, abuse, abuse. Where is the love? Where is the love, Pauline? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. All right, so we have one man in the street. I'm going to say goodbye. We're going to watch our Man in the Street segment now, and we will see you all at 12. Thanks for watching.
This is Kim Moore with the Brad and Squeeze Show, and today we are asking New Yorkers questions about immigration. Let's find out how much they know. Are you allowed to get a green card if you have a criminal record?
Not sure.
No, you're not allowed to get a green card.
Nobody should be. Nobody should be.
Yes and no. It depends. Like, if you have a serious crime, you can't.
Maybe it depends on the offense. Maybe felonies and above, you're not allowed to have a green card?
But definitely you could actually ask somebody, go online and find out.
It depends. Immigration law is very complex.
There's so many factors such as when did you actually get convicted? Were you a child?
If an immigrations and customs enforcement officer stops you, do you know what your rights are?
Nope.
I'll just say I don't know.
For police guard or wait, say it again.
No, I would not know all my rights without consulting something legal.
Absolutely. I mean, you have the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech. Second Amendment, I think it's the right to bear arms.
If you're going to exercise your right to bear arms, it's not a good idea to do that to an immigrations and customs enforcement officer. That's going to end in bad news, and you might end up on the news as one of those casualties.
It really depends on where you're stopped. But if an immigration officer stops you and you don't have status in the United States, then clearly at this point you have a right to remain silent. But if you don't have the right to enter the United States, you are basically able to state if you're afraid to go back to your country, they will allow you to be able to do an asylum case in the United States.
What are some policy changes that Donald Trump has made since he's come into office?
I know he's the DREAM Act has been brought up amongst Congress, and it's been pressured to be removed.
Grandparents and aunts and uncles and first cousins can no longer come to this country for whatever reason. I think immediate family, parents, children can still come.
Cutting H-1B visas for immigrants and stuff like that. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. I mean, it might be wrong for the country, but I'm not sure.
There have been significant changes in immigration policy since Trump took office. Some of them definitely pertaining to deportation defense has been anyone who has an order of removal. If they've been able to report to what they call an order of supervision, it's almost similar to probation. Those individuals are routinely being picked up.
Do you know what a sanctuary city is?
Sanctuary city, it's a holy city of some sort. Sanctuary city, memorizing something. Is it with religion? No.
Like the domain city, like within the area, or like New York City itself. Basically, yeah, like in a very how can I say it?
Is that a city where they're not allowed to deport you? Possibly. I'm not honestly sure what that is.
A sanctuary city.
What is a sanctuary city, or name one?
Both.
I guess it's a city where you can't enter. For example, you can't go through.
It actually means the complete opposite. They won't stop you from coming in. Rather, they provide protection to undocumented immigrants.
Two cities that come to mind is New York City and Boston. They have indicated that they're going to protect their citizens, whether they're immigrants or not, and not work with the federal government in order to deport them.
If you are married to a U.S. citizen, do you automatically get a green card?
I believe that is no. I think there's some procedures and processes.
I think you get the potential to have one. I don't think you automatically get one.
No, you don't.
Do you know what it takes?
You have to prove it, and then you have to file for them to get a green card, and it takes, I think about like 3 months or so.
Yes, I think yeah. If you're married to a citizen, you do get a green card.
No, you don't automatically get a green card. There's a process.
U.S. citizen spouse would have to sponsor you for a green card, and then you would have to attend an interview.
More importantly, you need to sit down with an attorney to discuss whether or not you're eligible to get the green card. We need to know how you entered the country. Did you actually provide any type of fraudulent documents to an immigration officer? Have you ever lied to an immigration officer?
How do you prove that you're in a real marriage?
Well, obviously when people get married, they get marriage certificates.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't happen over a couple of months. Maybe it actually takes like a year or maybe even 2.
They come to your house and they check to make sure that you're not lying. And they look through your things to make sure everything is, in place.
It is possible that immigration can show up at your house basically to verify if you're in a real marriage. That has happened. Normally it happens after an interview.
When you're at the interview, don't sit there looking like you don't want to be there, even if you got into a fight with your spouse right before the interview. Be able to present lots of documentary evidence, for example, jointly filed tax returns.
Some people may not have a lot of documentation, but your ability to be able to answer questions, the ability to be able to show pictures that are certainly in certain different places.
I understand that it's an uncomfortable situation because you are providing intimate details about your relationship and your marriage to your spouse to a complete stranger. But it's important that you remain calm and you provide detailed answers to the immigration officer's questions.
There are experienced immigration attorneys that will be able to assist you with complex cases, anything dealing with whether it's employment-based, criminal immigration cases, or just getting a green card via marriage-based, because every case is different and every case usually has some type of problem in it that needs to be resolved, and we are here to help you. So contact the law offices of Spar and Bernstein.
Prior successful results do not guarantee similar outcome.
This is Kim Moore from the Brad and Squeeze Show, and today we are on the Brooklyn Bridge asking New Yorkers questions about personal injury. Let's take a look at how they did. How long does a person have to file a personal injury lawsuit in New York City?
Can you say again, please?
I believe that they have 5 years.
How long?
Yeah.
One more time.
How long?
I would say a person has around 5 years to file a personal complaint lawsuit against someone in New York.
I would say a person has 6 years.
I would say up to 2 years.
Do you know why?
No.
Months, just months.
Just any number of months.
1 month.
There isn't 1 month to file a lawsuit against somebody for personal injuries. In fact, in the New York State, you have 3 years to file an action for personal injuries against that person.
If you're in traffic and the vehicle in front of you suddenly stops and you hit it, who's at fault?
I'm at fault if the vehicle in front stops and I hit it.
Why?
I was too close, or I wasn't paying attention.
I think I am at fault.
Do you know why?
Well, I believe our state law in California is that I would be likely at fault. I mean, it depends on other issues, but it probably means I'm following too close.
I don't know, and I never see nothing.
It might be my fault, yeah, because maybe I was too close.
I would say that I was at fault because I would have gone into the back of the car.
If you don't know what happens when somebody short stops you, New York State vehicle and traffic law requires all vehicles to maintain safe distances between each other. That means if the car in front of you short stops and you hit that person, you would likely be liable absent exceptional circumstances.
If you're in a motor vehicle accident and there's no damage to the vehicle, but you have headaches, is that something you're allowed to be compensated for?
I'm in that situation right now.
Headaches, I believe, would be covered.
Do you know why?
Well, it's probably connected to neurological damage or injury.
I would say they can receive compensation if their only symptom is headaches because maybe they bumped their head or their brain shifted.
I would say yes, if they could prove it was a result of the collision. So.
No.
Do you know why?
You know my answer.
Many people in New York State think they can recover for any personal injury due to their motor vehicle accident. However, because of strict New York State threshold laws, you must suffer what's called a serious injury. Because New York has a serious injury threshold, you must show competent medical evidence that shows that you actually suffered a serious injury. Simple headache would not suffice.
If there's a motor vehicle collision that results in no damage to either vehicle, can a person still receive compensation for injury sustained?
That's kind of a hard question, but I would say yes.
I would say they could still sue for injuries sustained even if there's no damage done to the vehicle, because they could still have bodily injuries.
I know people do lie and say, oh, their back hurts, even if the car is not damaged. If a report is filed, I would say they have received mental or physical damage.
I absolutely believe you can. I don't think it has anything to do with the vehicle. I think it has to do with your body parts.
You could try your luck maybe, but I don't think it'll go anywhere.
Yeah, I think you are in California.
Just because there's no damage to either motor vehicle in your collision doesn't mean that you can't recover for personal injuries.
If a person is caused to take time off work because they were in a car accident, do they get paid for that time off work? And if they do, who pays for it?
If he can, like, he didn't have to pay for nothing, because like this is terrible something, like is not normal. So I think his boss, he have to pay this.
Yes, you can be compensated for that time off, and the person who caused the motor vehicle accident would be the one to pay, or that person's insurance.
If there was a suit, the person responsible for the accident might pay, but I don't. Yeah, that would be the only thing I could think of.
Yes, I am going to get paid for it.
If you are forced to lose time from work as a result of your motor vehicle accident, you have nothing to worry about. You are covered up to $2,000 in lost wages per month.
What is the minimum legal bodily injury insurance that a motor vehicle driver has to have in New York City?
I do not know what the minimum driver insurance is in New York City.
The minimum amount, I would say 10,000.
Care to take a wild guess? It's a dollar figure. Wild guess it for me.
$5 maybe?
A lot of people don't know the answer to this question, but in the New York State, you're required to have a minimum of $25,000 in bodily injury coverage if you register your vehicle in the New York State. If you didn't know the answer to any of these questions, you have nothing to worry about. Here at Spar and Bernstein, we do the worrying for you. Contact the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. We're here for you.
Prior successful results do not guarantee similar outcome.
This is Kim Moore from the Brad and Squeeze Show, and we are back out on the streets asking New Yorkers questions about family law. Let's see how they did. Are you allowed to move out of state with your child if you're in a custody battle?
I don't think so.
I don't think you are. It wouldn't seem ethical to do so.
I would say no, because you're in the middle of a case. Like I would say any type of case that you have with anyone involved, like you can leave the state.
Even if you have sole custody of your child, you cannot move out of state without the permission of the other parent or the court. In that case, you have to file what's called a relocation petition. The burden on that petition is very high. You'd be wise to seek the attorneys at Spar and Bernstein to help you with representation.
At what age does child support stop in New York City?
I'm pretty sure child support would stop at around 18 or 19.
18?
I know in Texas it's 18. But here, I'm guessing the same age, 17, 18.
I don't know.
Well, you can see most people think child support stops at the age of 18. It actually is continued until the child's 21 years old. In New York State, it also does not self-terminate. If you want to stop paying child support when your child turns 21, you have to go to the court and ask them to stop your child support case.
If you have one child, what percentage of your income will you be expected to pay in child support?
If you have one child, I think you should be expected to pay at least 20%, maybe 30.
See, I don't think there should be a specific percentage. I mean, I guess that's not like, I know that's not like lawful or anything, but like whatever my child needs, I should provide for them. If they're my child, they're my child.
Probably, if you have one child, it's probably like 50, maybe 50%.
I believe the percentage you're supposed to pay for child support out of your income, I don't think it's that much, honestly. I feel like it's kind of low, but I said like 10%, 15%, not high at all.
Maybe 10%?
I would say maybe 15%. This is just all guesses because I'm not familiar with law.
Many of you may be surprised to hear that you have to pay 17% of your gross income for child support. It's not 30%, it's not 50%, it's 17% of your gross income. If you're wondering why you have to pay 17% of your income for child support, it's because kids are expensive.
Does custody automatically go to the mother?
No.
No, custody does not automatically go to the mother.
It does not automatically go to the mom, and it shouldn't automatically go to the mom. It should go to the parent who is most fit to raise the child and which circumstances are best fit for the child.
No. I think it depends on like so many things about their income, their situation, current situation, how the way they're living.
Historically, mothers were given deference when it came to child custody. That's no longer the case. Obviously, times are changing, families are changing, and the structure of the court's changing. The courts nowadays look at the best interest of the children. Both parents can be granted custody of their children, so either parent should be going to court and fighting for their kids if they want custody.
In terms of family law, do you know what maintenance is?
Oh. I don't know.
I am not aware of what maintenance is.
I do not know what maintenance is.
Care to take a wild guess?
No.
I do not know what maintenance is.
Maybe making sure that everything is upkept, like your salary is still updated, like all of your information is still there.
Maintenance is spousal support. It used to be called alimony. It's spousal support that you may be court-ordered to pay to your soon-to-be ex-husband or ex-wife.
Can a spouse use incriminating photos or text messages as evidence against you in divorce proceedings?
Yes, to prove an affair. I mean, I guess you could, but in court, would they really think you're lying about being cheated on? Is that a thing?
That's hard because we're very influenced by media and they make us believe that's true, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's like in very specific conditions that you can do that against an ex-spouse. Yeah.
I don't even see how that doesn't seem appropriate in my opinion, but if that's what people do, I guess. But I wouldn't do that.
Photos, videos, posts on social media can be used against you in a divorce. While the fact that your spouse cheated might be the most important thing to you, it is not the most important thing to the court. Unless your spouse used marital money to pay for that extramarital affair, the judge does not want to hear about it. You may also be surprised to find out that if you are conducting an extramarital affair, assets from the marriage spent on that affair can be used against you as well. So be careful.
If you filed divorce papers with your ex months ago and have never heard back, what should you do?
Contact the person you're trying to divorce?
I guess what you would do if you hadn't heard anything back from your ex, I guess, would be to just do what you were doing before, like just continue doing whatever you were doing. I have no idea.
Go to some type of higher up after trying to reach out to them. I guess some type of judge, local judge, attorney, somebody with some legal power.
Contact us. If you filed for divorce months ago and you still haven't heard anything, the clerks are giving you the runaround, you need to come to Spar and Bernstein and speak to an attorney in the matrimonial department. We can help.
Prior successful results do not guarantee similar outcome.
Yes, I'm still here. It's the show that never ends. It goes on and on and on. I can keep doing this for 24 straight hours. I swear. I can literally just sit here and say, call 1-800-529-5465. And people are going to call, and I could sit here and answer immigration questions all day. And I could sit here and watch all the funny comments by the entire Brad squad and Team Squeeze. But I do have to give the people in our control room a break. You're part of a union. So as part of a union, I got to follow their union rules. So we got to end the show right now, but we're going to be back at 12. Call right now, 1-800-529-5465 for immigration, 1-800-529-5465 for criminal defense, 1-800 1-800-529-5465 for divorce and matrimonial law. 1-800-529-5465 for personal injury, construction accidents. 1-800-529-5465 for tax debt relief. We're out of here. I'm going to see you back in an hour anyway.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.